If push-ups have become way too easy for you, try these variations to increase intensity. So the first variation is very simple. All you need to do is find an elevation to put your feet up on. Some regular old decline push-ups. You're gonna increase the amount of weight you're pushing, the amount of body weight you're pushing, which is what makes it harder. Now, a little tip for you guys, if you guys want to focus on the upper chest, do push-ups towards your face and imagine like you're squeezing in your chest like this and rotating your palms in, and that's really gonna target that upper chest if you want that Dragon Ball Z looking upper chest. I use this variation every single push day almost. I like these a lot. Now with the second variation we're going to talk about is actually called pseudo planche push-up. Now this is a progression towards planche push-ups, which is basically a push-up without your legs in calisthenics. However, this is just a progression building up to, which is basically being in the starting position of the push-up. Basically what you want to do is take your hands from here and move it down to your hips, right? So you're going to be pushing through your hips, which by the way, if you don't know, is more towards your center of gravity, which means you're pushing a larger percentage of your body weight. So you get down on the floor, move your hands towards your hips, lean forward. That's the most important part, is to actually lean forward. And then you got pseudo planche push-ups. Super intense because you're pushing from, again, the center of your gravity. Now the third variation, I'm sure a lot of you have already heard of it, but it's called archer push-up / one-arm push-ups. So archer push-up is the progression to build up towards one-arm push-up. So I'll show you those first. So basically what an archer push-up is you're gonna take one hand, this is gonna be your support, and you'll take the other hand more closer in towards your body, right? And then you're gonna be leaning more towards this hand right here. Boom. So my left hand is serving as support. I'll show you again from a different side. So I'll use my right hand as support this time and use my left hand as the main working arm. Boom. And that's just basically leaning more of your body weight onto one arm. Then obviously you have one arm push-ups, which are super difficult. Boom, come down, push back up. And those are one arm push-ups. AKA anime god makers. Boom. And the next push-up I'm gonna talk about, it's gonna be pretty difficult for me to film, so just keep that in mind. Wall handstand push-up. Now, why wall handstand push-up? You can do regular handstand push-ups. First of all, you're better than me already. And second of all, the reason why you don't wanna do the freestanding handstand push-up is because if you're trying to build muscle or strength, more than likely in the free handstanding push-up, you're more likely to lose your balance than to actually hit true muscular failure for hypertrophy, or than to actually hit your rep range for strength. Just keep that in mind. But if you don't care about that and you just want to build calisthenic skills, then obviously you can do the free handstanding version. Come up to the wall, put your feet up against it, and obviously have your hands about shoulder width apart. Come down, push back up, and these are basically wall handstand push-ups. And now I'm gonna show you a progression you can use to build up towards the wall handstand push-ups. Now I'm gonna do these ones elevated onto my bench here. However, you don't have to do that. I'm just doing this because it's a little bit harder. I'm gonna elevate my feet up here. And basically you wanna have your back straight and you're gonna come down, boom. Don't barely touch the floor. If you're gonna do this, boom, push up. And that's the pike push-up. Now, what I mean by barely touching the floor is don't rest your head on the floor, because that would be giving your muscles time to rest and recover, which is, we don't want that. We want to build more muscle and build more tension in the muscle. That way we can grow bigger. And now the final push-up variation isn't really a variation at all. It's simply buying a weight vest or getting a backpack and stuffing it with heavy items and putting that on your body and doing a weighted push-up. This is a simple way, dead simple way to make push-ups harder. Simply adding weight to yourself, doing weighted push-up. You can even get a 45-pound plate, put it on your back and do push-ups that way. Adding weights to yourself is just a simple linear form of progression. You want to make things harder, add more weight to yourself. It's that simple. Now you can apply this to any push-up variation. So obviously the wall handstand push-ups is going to work a lot of the shoulders. So if you want to build bigger shoulders, do weighted wall handstand push-ups, and guess what? You're going to become like literally the king of delts, right? Also, another point I want to make sure you guys understand is doing slower and controlled reps is better for hypertrophy. So if you want to build a lot of hypertrophy, especially on the eccentric portion, which is the lowering portion where your triceps and your shoulders and your chest is all stretching out and lengthening out, you want to make sure you go slow on that part. That way you can really feel the contraction of the muscles stretching under load boom, push up, and really feel that contraction, and make sure you're actually using mind muscle connection, feeling the muscle contract, and doing slow eccentrics, which is going to increase your time under tension, and it's going to build more muscle over time.